Hey y'all, I'm Blaine Phillips.
And I'm Phillips-LeVan.
We're married, like just a minute ago, but we've been together for 14 years.
We have a teenage daughter.
Which means she's basically an adult, right?
We're also growing a business on the side together.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Through all of that, we've learned how to improve so many aspects of our lives and show up in an amazing way.
So we decided to host a podcast to share our journey with you.
It's called Let's Do Life Together, because that's just what we want to do with you.
So if you could use some tips and tricks on how to make life a little smoother,
then you're in the right place.
come on in and let's do life.
It kind of feels like we should apologize in advance. I mean, I'm standing all the way across the room from you and your stomach is so loud. What is happening over there?
I don't know. I think, I don't know. We'll see if the mics pick it up, I guess.
It's like grumbly in its tummy over there.
Out
I
of
don't
nowhere.
know. Is that how you feel when you want to talk about finances?
I guess. I actually like talking about it because,
Well, in ways. He likes to talk about finances and he doesn't. Anyway, welcome back. We apologize in advance if you can hear Jason's rumbly in his tummy, but it does not negate what we want to talk about today. So, tax season is officially over. Can you believe it? Have the Liberty ladies disappeared from the corner of every intersection that you pass? I always laugh. It's not even necessarily ladies. It's just people wearing the Liberty tax. Like, I wonder if it actually is effective. I mean, does that marketing work? It must, because why would they keep paying people to stand on the corner with their Statue of Liberty get up on? Or I don't know. It's just their thing and it's what they're known for. But nonetheless, that season has ended, taxes are done, and it's time to talk about money. It's our last leg of spring cleaning. We have covered all the other areas, not all of them, but 3 of them anyway. And we're going to finish out with spring cleaning your finances, get you to think about some things, because whether we like it or not, money is what makes the world go round in many ways. Like, I like to avoid it and hide from it sometimes and say, oh, screw the man, but it's true. We need money and we want to make sure that we're being good stewards of that money. And the truth is, it can be a stressful thing. It can damage relationships. It can put stress on you, and it just, I don't know, money can be good and bad, and it's all in how you look at it and all in how you approach it. And I certainly don't want it to be bad, because I've been in seasons of my life where I felt like it was, and I don't want that. And we don't want that for you. So let's talk about some tips to help that.
Right. So these are just general tips, kind of along the lines of what we've been talking about with the other spring cleaning episodes. So things to start thinking about or things to take a look at. This isn't an overhaul. This isn't a how to become financially free. This is just things that could get neglected, for long periods of time, and we want to, every season just kind of take a look and see where you're at and see what you can do.
It's a new quarter. It's a new season. It's a new tax year. It's a new whatever Thursday when you're listening to this. So we just want to give you 5 quick tips, things to think about, things to take a look at. Let's kick it off with number 1. I think it's a good time, always a good time, but here's a reminder to check your recurring expenses. What have you subscribed to? What is just a recurring charge that comes up on your bill every month that you're paying that maybe you haven't paid attention to? Are you still using that thing? Do you still like it? Is it still serving you? Did you sign up for Fit Fab Fun and you haven't opened the last 3 boxes? Then it's probably not serving you. And in this season, you can cancel that. There's a need and it comes back around, sure, circle back. But you don't need, so often we sign up for something or we get into something and we forget, or we don't make time to just stop and cancel things. So it's a reminder to print out your statements, take a look at those recurring expenses. Is Netflix still serving you? Do you still want Netflix? Okay, you do, check, move it along. Fit Fab Fun? No, not serving you. Then give them a quick call and save yourself that charge every month. I don't even know how much it costs because I've never had one, but whatever it is, look at those expenses.
Well, and also, there's apps that, it might be $1 here, $2 there. Well, things that you aren't using, then go ahead and cut those. But also there could be scenarios where maybe 3 years ago you signed up for the box.com 100 gig plan. Well, are you using that? Because oftentimes services like that, you can actually downgrade to just kind of right size it for what you actually are using.
That's a great point.
Not just cancel, because we did that with a couple things and just, all right, we don't need this level, but we still like the service, or we still have a need, but it's just not at that same level. So you can save money, and that'll all add up pretty quickly.
So true. And if you don't know that they have lesser levels, ask them. We just had a business tool that we are using that we really like, but we don't need it at the highest level right now. And Jason reached out. They were super great, downgraded us. We saved a considerable amount of, I think, $150.
Right. So basically, we were at one plan, and the next plan was almost right. There were a couple things, and I just asked the question. I said, I don't need this. Plan B is pretty close, but, I'm just have a question about these two things. And, they were great and said, sure, we'll downgrade you to that plan charge, but we'll let you keep those extra things. And because they're all about customer service. So kind of goes a different discussion of work with companies that have good or exceptional customer service like that. But that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah. So just check those recurring charges, see if they still serve you. If you still need them, maybe you can get a lesser version of it.
Right. It could be even, you're getting a $5 monthly fee from your bank. Well, call them, tell them you don't want to do that anymore.
Right. Can I get a different type of account? Do I need to keep a minimum balance in there? What is it that can keep me from getting this $5 a month charge? Because I'd like that back in my pocket. Thank you, and come again. All right, rolling into number 2. All right, I'm not going to talk about this one. It's all you, brother, because even reading the words on the paper that says rebalance your portfolio makes me want to take a snooze, but I don't think it's quite that boring.
No, so it's long-term investment is important. So you can only rely on, your retirement from your work or government for a certain portion of your long-term finances. I encourage you to start thinking about investing, and there's many tools that make it really easy nowadays. So you don't have to say, here, amass this big lump sum, go to a firm and say, please manage my investment portfolio. You can do it on your own, apps and internet, and there's lots of research. There's also lots of guidance. One thing that you want to do is, and most of these will walk you through it, is you have an investment strategy based on where you are right now and where you expect to be when you retire, when you need to start drawing money. Or you might have an investment scenario where you want to put money in, you want money coming back relatively quick. There's all these different strategies. Well, it's pretty simple. You just kind of plug in what your strategy is. Doing that doesn't then enforce it, though. So I would say you want to take the time once a quarter, pull up your portfolio, and look at how it's allocated. So maybe you decided, you heard a tip and you started buying this one particular mutual fund or this stock, or you really wanted to get the Uber IPO stock. That's great. Well, when you make these decisions, it's going to affect your overall balance and your long-term results from that. So you just got to look at that and make sure things are aligned with what you intend.
I know that finances and money and investing and all those things aren't always fun to talk about. I get it. They're not fun for me either, but they are a reality. We are adults and we're doing life together, and we need to make long-term plans and just have a vision. Do we have all the money saved and all the portfolios and all the things and pay for all the kids to go to college? No, but are we aware and trying to just do a little bit better each day? Yes. And that's all we encourage you to do, is just start thinking about it and do a little bit better. And everything we do, we just want to get a little bit better each day.
Right. So I guess an analogy would be things that we've talked about before is your intentions or your priorities. So what you say is your priority versus your actions. So in the terms of your investment portfolio, your intentions and your priority is that strategy. Your actions is, all right, where did you actually put that money? So aligning those things.
Yep. There you go. Number 3, we talked about the Liberty Lady. She's all done, right? So your taxes are done, whether you got a big fat refund or you had to pay, whatever it was. I guarantee there's probably some lessons that could be learned from your taxes this year. So this is our reminder to you, coming as the form of tip number 3, to take a look at those. Do you need to change your exemptions for this year? Maybe you need to raise them. Maybe you need to lower them. You need a little more taken out so you don't have to pay as big a refund next year. Do you want to get your money because your refund was so big, you don't want to let the government be your savings account? You'd like to have your own money throughout the year. Do you, could you have itemized if you would have paid attention and kept your donation receipts when you drop things at Goodwill or whatever it was from a tax perspective? There's probably things that you could tweak here and there. And just, this is our reminder to you to look at it and ask yourself.
And, many people just do the taxes themselves online. We did that for years. And I would just recommend that maybe every 4 or 5 years, go to a professional to, as your circumstance changes and things may get more or less complicated, have a professional have a different look on it. Yes. That doesn't mean you have to commit to them, every year, but, occasionally, pull somebody in.
It's so
they're
true.
They're gonna be more up to speed with the current tax laws because things change constantly, and they can offer suggestions. I mean, they're there to help you and to ensure that you walk away with the most money possible.
It's a great point. Like you said, we did ours for years, and you can still do that, but every few years, have a check. We did that. We just started a couple years ago, and we let our professional. I felt like we're not tax people. Like, we don't know, and I do not want to be a tax person. Reading tax law makes me want to snooze. So I was like, all right, let's find someone, and he's great. I mean, it's his job. He enjoys tax law. He wants to know that stuff, everything that's new and coming out, and he taught us so much in that first consultation of things we could keep track of and things we might want to tweak and do better. I mean, he wants you to get everything that you're entitled to and be on the up and up about it. So there's no problems in the future. And do you need, just like Jason said, do you need to do that every year? No. If you want to, that's great. We liked him so much. We've kept him. This is our 3rd year using him now. It is something that is easy. It's a hassle off of our back. We know it's being done right, done well. Each visit, each year we've gone, we've learned things from him on how to make it better the next year.
Right. Because you might not always be aware, or it might not be as intuitive to you. So let's say you have 3 kids and you, in your mind, you're saying, okay, these kids are all going to need braces. So I'm going to let Tommy get braces this year. And then, Jimmy is going to have to wait 1.5 years or 2 years. Because in your mind, you're saying, I'm going to spread out these expenses. Whereas if you actually, your tax guy is going to say, everybody needs to get them the same year, because that's going to push your medical expenses over this threshold, and you're actually going to save money because you can write that off on your taxes.
Yeah.
It's counterintuitive, but it makes sense.
Who knew? Not me. I didn't know. This is very good information and timely because Santa got braces this year. We don't have Tommy or Jimmy, so we couldn't use that. But just in case.
Right. So, but if all right, well, there's kid that's going to need braces, but then also I want to have LASIK surgery. Bigger types of medical expenses, lump them up into 1 year. But
so true.
That's just a lesson learned from taxes. So.
Yeah. So take a look at your taxes. What do you need to do? Do you need to do a little better bookkeeping this year? Do you need to adjust your exemptions? Do you need to find a professional and let them comb through it and move into giving that a whirl the next year? Whatever it is, just a reminder. Number 4, it's spring cleaning. Right? We're all about spring cleaning, and a way to do that both physically and in your finances is physically clean out your space. I guarantee, and we've covered this before, but we will remind you again, there are things sitting around your house that are no longer serving you. You do not need them. They are taking up space. They are no longer in this season of your life something that you use, but they are still valuable. It's not just trash. It's not things that need to be donated. It's things that have value, that are still relevant, and that other people would like. Guess what? Sell them. It's spring. It is yard sale season. You will see them on every corner. So have a yard sale or double up and join in with some neighbors and have a bigger yard sale. Do it with your friend. Make it fun. Take those things and sell them online. Do something, but spring clean out the stuff that's no longer serving you in your house and then sell it. Make a little extra money and it gives your finances a boost. Win-win. You are physically spring cleaning your space and you are physically giving your well, I don't know if it's physical, but whatever. You're giving your finances a boost with an injection of funds.
And the final tip is to plan for that next getaway. So that means actually plan how much you're going to need for your weekend getaway or your staycation or whatever it is, and earmark that money or figure out, okay, well, I need to sell, my profits from my yard sale are going to finance my getaway.
Yeah, or your tax refund. Instead of that big giant television, how about before you get that, you put some money aside for a getaway with your spouse? Because I'm guessing you probably need a connection, because we all do. Jason and I need them. And you're going to get way more connected on a weekend away than sitting behind that giant screen television. I'm not telling you not to get the TV, but just prioritize those getaways, that time as a couple first. So allocate that money, whether it comes from your tax refund, the things that you sell in your yard sale, or just making a plan that this point forward from every month of the next 6 months, we're going to put away $100 here and there, $20 each paycheck, whatever it is, so that come fall, we can go see the leaves change together or whatever.
Right. So open a separate account at your bank, and it's just the getaway fund, and put money in there where it doesn't come out of your debit card, so you don't really see it. And it's just, it could be that you set up, $25, $50 recurring transfer at whatever frequency. And then, all right, I'm always going to have weekend getaway money.
Which is really nice to have, because you're always going to need a weekend getaway. It's just true. All right, that's it. We are wrapping up our spring cleaning series with finances. We talked about checking your recurring expenses and deep diving a little bit into your portfolio and your long-term plan. Plus, taking a look at taxes. I know those two topics aren't very sexy, but they're going to serve you nonetheless.
And sell your stuff, the things that you don't need or use, or they don't spark joy anymore. Yes. And then start investing in your quarterly getaways.
Yeah, invest in your relationship. It's so valuable. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for giving us your time. If you know anyone who could benefit from these tips, it would mean so much to us if you sent it to them. Just text it right on over. Hey, here's a link. I think you should listen to this because I think it is valuable. Who knew you needed a tax guy? Who knew we should get LASIK and braces in the same year? I didn't, but our tax guy told us. So until next time, we are going to be back. It will be May when you listen to us again. Who knew? And we've got some pretty exciting stuff happening on the podcast then, kicking it off with an interview. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to tell you much, but we're so excited. It is our first interview with someone that is not in the family, and she does not disappoint.